Hey, welcome back everyone. The purpose of this short video is to acclimate you guys to the trapezoid mini project where you're going to find the area of your favorite car window. Now I'm going to be referring to the little guide. If you just have it in PDF form, I encourage you to still be looking at that. I know you can read it, but I still want to highlight and demonstrate some of the main steps. As you can see, the goals here is obviously you're going to have to take a photograph. I'm going to ask you to make sure that one side of your window is non-linear. That means we need to have a curve on this window. And you're going to have to use Desmos and do some importing of pictures. And of course, we're going to use the trapezoid rule. One neat thing about this activity is it has a bonus. I hope that that intrigues many of you to see if you can come up with another way to find the area. All right, well, once you get your picture taken, you got to get that downloaded onto your computer. Most people use Google Drive to do that. If you have another way, that's fine, but this is real important. You have to get the picture onto your computer. And of course, a Chromebook, you can save files. Once you do that, you can go to desmos.com/calculator, and you're going to click on the little add item. At the bottom of that, we're going to add an image. And I already have my window ready here. It's actually not a car that I drive, but just somebody's in the parking lot that I thought had a nice window. Now, the big thing about this is making sure that you get the size of your image scaled up with the actual measurement of your window. Now, I measured the horizontal distance to be 38, so I need to make this image a little bit bigger, but I also want to move it so that it kind of lines up nicely with the x-axis. Plus, I'd like this thing to be connected or be referenced with the x-axis. In other words, I need to change the angle of this rotation. Now, you got to do that by changing the angle over here in this little info box. Now, I don't know. Whoa, if I change it to 1 radian, that is way too much because, of course, 1 radian is 57 degrees. What if I do 0.1? That's a little bit better. And so you can kind of mess with it. And I'm going to get this so that, again, that 0 lines up with 0, but that the edge of my window over here is closer to 38. I feel like I need my window to be a little bigger to do that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it perfect for this demo, but we'll get it pretty close. So again, over here, I'm trying to get the end of my window to 38. All right, we'll let that, let me make it one step bigger, and we'll let that work. Now, of course, the real reason that we're using Desmos here is so we can get some Y values, right? I mean, really, the trapezoid rule is all about Y values. And instead of me just kind of clicking and saying, I think I see some Y values here, I want to see you guys get those Y values by making a table of values. So I'm down here now in the step 3. And of course, fittingly, a table of values is X and Y. Just like we talked about in our example in the notes, we need to figure out these X values. Now, mine's going to start at 0, and oh, the last one's going to get to 38, but right, how do I know how far it is between those X values? It's that darn H. Now remember, H is going to be the length of the subinterval, which is the total interval divided by the number of subintervals. If you look at step 3, I want you guys to use at least 7 points, which means that we have to have at least 6 subintervals. So I'm going to take 38 and we're going to divide that by 6, and we end up with 6 1/3. So I can use some decimals if I want. And oh, that's nice. It actually added the exact amount. I wonder if it's going to keep doing that. Well, this one should be exactly 19. Now, if I'm lazy here, I can just add 6 1/3. In other words, I can let Desmos kind of do the math. I think that'll work. I thought I could do that with a fraction, but I can actually do the addition on Desmos. Of course, it might have been easier if I just let Desmos keep adding each value. But I think that I'm up to 38 now as my last X value. Now, see what happens. I want you to see what happens here when I type some Y values. I start to, of course, see that actual point. So, what do you think here at around 6? It looks like, what does it look like? It looks like around like 16, maybe 16 and a half. maybe a little bit more. So we can get pretty exact here. I can kind of mess around until my point ends up right on the tip of the windshield. And that's exactly what I want you guys to do. Um, I'm not going to do all of these, but just for example, if I go down here near the end, I can use something around 14, 14.1, 14.2. And again, I'm getting a point, but what I'm really getting is a Y value that matches nicely with each of these X values. All right, so do a good job. Fill up your table of values. And when you're done, as you can see in step 4, you're going to actually find the area. There's different ways that you can submit this to me. You can actually add a little note, and I can type in here exactly what I did with the trapezoid rule. Of course, it's always h divided by 2. And then I could even type in my expression. I did say that you could do it on paper if you really wanted to. Most kids end up typing it in here. Or you could even take a picture and insert another picture of your math. Make sure you hit the save button. You actually want to save your work, which will basically give you a link up here that you're then going to share with me or email. What do you think? Okay. The idea is that I'm going to be giving the idea is that this project is in lieu of a quiz. So instead of doing a quiz on the trapezoid rule, we're trying to give you something that's a little more practical and different. I'm going to give you some class time. Next time we're together, you'll have the option to work on your book assignment or to work on the Desmos project. And there'll even be one other additional day given where you can kind of do the same thing. You can work on Desmos, your book assignment. At that point, you're probably going to be thinking about the review because the test then will be the next day. All right. So take a picture of a car window. Have a plan on when you're going to work on this. It doesn't have to be finished today. Some of you will finish it, but like I said, you can work on it in class, and I can also be there to further advise you. I look forward to the work that you do.